Mr. Drew Stearne!
Thank you very much. Hello, are you well? Did everyone spend their lockdown bettering themselves, learning new skills, hobbies? No? I spent my entire lockdown working on my personal growth. Unfortunately, this is it right here. But we're not here to talk about me today. We're here to talk about me in the past in a talk I like to call Surrounded by Tits. It's how I spent 2004 to 2007 for a variety of different reasons. And the name of the night, Factually Inaccurate, kind of suggests that some of the stuff didn't happen in the story, but I guarantee you it's 100% true. Especially the bit about the dildo. That's coming up later. It's worth hanging around for. Indeed. When I was young, all I wanted to do was work in television, and after university, all my friends got exciting jobs on shows like Big Brother and Country File. Life of Riley. I did not. My first job in television, straight out of university, was working on a show called Babe Station. 100% true. Now, for those of you who don't know what Babe Station is, imagine like a really wholesome Saturday night family program, the kind presented by Ant and Dec, and then imagine the exact fucking opposite of what that is. I say the exact opposite, only on the spectrum of wholesomeness. Actually, both contain a bunch of tits. And if you look at the spectrum of quality, they're on the absolute opposite end of the wire. And if you want to make more complicated, the teenage boy spectrum makes it more like this, with all roads leading to Buffy. But no, back to Babe Station. It was a show where it was essentially a sex line. You could call up a number on your television screen where you saw a woman, mostly naked, and you could talk to her. You actually could talk to that woman on screen. Essentially, we were monetizing wanks. It's the oldest business strategy in the world. Wanks equals money. It's incredibly straightforward. Wanks are the only limitless natural resource in the world. If we could strap a generator to the elbow of every man over the age of 13, we could stop global climate change today. Today. Porn stars would be heralded as these goddesses saving the planet. Greta Thunberg herself would have two strapped to each elbow and would go around the world wanking off a bunch of guys just to save the planet. I think I have a slide of that. Probably for the best. No, but it is a real show, and I don't want to put it up for long, but that's essentially what it looked like. Her name is Lolly Badcock. That's not her real name, but the name she performed under. And that is me on set in Babe Station back in 2004. And I do find that the most offensive thing in this shot is that haircut, by far. My first day threw up some curveballs. The day I walked in through the front door, I was presented with a sign on a wall, the kind of passive-aggressive sign someone might leave in the kitchen, you know, like if you finish the coffee, make some more. This one was a bit different. This is what it said. Every single word on this sign fascinated me. Absolutely every single one. Remember, this has happened before. This is not a one-off occasion. This has to be reminded with an A4 piece of paper stuck to a wall. No dildos. Isn't the default no dildos? Why does that have to be put up on a sign? Usually, dildos is the anomaly, not something you have to be reminded of. Before, underlined. This was the most important word in that sentence. Not dildos, before. 11 p.m. What the fuck happens at 11 p.m. that permits dildos? I have not found out and did not find out. The dildo fairy comes along and opens the door, allowing sex toys to be used. 2 months in, I took that sign down and replaced it with one with larger fucking font so they'd actually stick to it. It was a very dingy place to work. If it looked dingy on screen, that's what it looked like where I worked, out of the basement. It was as horrible as that looks. And there were a bunch of really weird people there. One of the people who I will choose to call Pat Porn, because that was his nickname, was so enthusiastic about pornography, like someone might be interested in their favorite football team. It was just an intense love of the art form. One day he came running in going, "Drew, I need to show you what I've done." In the same way that someone might want to show you their new car. And he ran off ahead of me up the stairs out of the basement. I'd been fixing a camera that had been damaged because of baby oil being spilt on it, which was an unfortunate frequent occurrence on Babe Station. By the time I came up to the top of the stairs, what I was confronted with was Pat Porn holding a standard issue DeWalt reciprocating saw, which he had modified at home with a 9-inch skin-colored dildo. Now, I know you are clever people and probably can use your imagination to kind of envisage what that combination would look like, but you don't have to. Here's a picture. Look at that smile on his face. There's a man who's proud of what he has achieved. He's leaning back because when he turned it on, it kicked like a shotgun. We called it the Drildo, and it was the original weapon of ass destruction. One top tip for the Drildo: if you're going to be anywhere near it, make sure you're on the trigger end, not the receiving end. That is a dangerous place to be. Is a slightly closer shot for you for your delectation. Some of our days were good at Babe Station. It was fun. We had a laugh. Some of them were bad days. You might have had bad days at your office. Maybe filed some paperwork incorrectly, set yourself back a day, or maybe left something in the toaster too long and burnt down 4 city blocks. You know, the kind of thing that can happen. This room where we worked out of, what we had to do was monitor these screens a lot of the time once we had the shows up and running. As you can see, there's multiple screens going on here. And we also did other things apart from Babe Station. We played out during the day shopping network stuff where you can go and buy combination steak knife and potato peeler and God knows what else they sell. The kind of stuff you get late at night on ITV. We also played out hardcore pornography for foreign channels. You might be able to guess where this is going. Essentially, we had one scheduling system that was meant to play everything out at the right time. And one day, at 1:30 in the afternoon, when we were meant to be playing a video file with this title: Shopnet Bracelets and Rings, CCast, and that was the date, 2005, September 1st. The file that accidentally played was called this. 1:30 in the afternoon on Freeview. I could go into detail about what the outcome was, but I think the official Ofcom complaint says it better. I've blanked out the name of the channel, but this is, I promise you, it's absolutely true. This was the top paragraph, and here was the specifics. 3 viewers complained that hardcore pornography had been transmitted on free-to-air channel, blah, 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 September 1st, 2005, in the afternoon, approximately between 1:25 and 1:45. One of the complainants said that they had been viewing the channel with children when the material was shown. This is my favorite bit. The material transmitted featured professionally produced sexually explicit material of 6 minutes of 2 men and a woman taking part in group sex. This included masturbation, fellatio, cunnilingus, vaginal and anal sex. I think that's called a royal flush in porn. This was quite funny that we made Ofcom write this. My favorite part of this, though, just because of professional pride, is this bit. Felt good. Professionally produced indeed. I'm very glad that Ofcom picked up on that little nugget. They were not happy. We were fined £100,000. At the time, that was the largest fine Ofcom had ever given. That remained in place for another 3 years until ITV got done for scamming people on phone-in competitions. Up until then, we held the record, so champion. The reason we found out that they made the fine quite so large was because of where the channel was located on we call it the EPG, where the channel actually is in the lineup, because it turned out the channel we put it out on was one up from CBeebies. Yeah, so we turned that into that, essentially. I just feel we educated some children at a much quicker rate than CBeebies ever could. But there you have it. If I wanted to tell every anecdote from my 3 years working at Babe Station, it would take literally 3 years. So for now, I'll just say thank you very much. My name is Stearne, and thank you very much for listening.